All right. Thank you so much for the introduction. I'll try to be on time. I'm also very hungry for lunch. So the role of slot die in the future of photovoltaics. I think the topic is a bit too big, and for that I have to thank the previous speakers, for Thomas to give a nice introduction to slot die, and Roman to give a nice introduction to the scenario of PV worldwide, and then my talk has to do a little bit to do with that. And I noticed that you show a slide from Pierre Verlinden. It's a paper on the challenges on the terawatt era of photovoltaics. It's super interesting. I remember the first time I saw this was in 2018. I think Pierre got the Becquerel Prize and he gave a keynote speak. One of the main messages there was like, if we don't increase the production by 20% annually, you're going to have a downtrend because the new solar panels being deployed will not be enough to replace the ones that they reach the end of life. And all the installed capacity will be just very expensive. So in this way, I'm going to give the first slide. How big is the market, right? How big is the market, and how is that has to do with slot die, or with wafers, or with thin film photovoltaics? For this, I like to make a differentiation. When you think about wafers, it's a discrete, finite size. The larger wafer should be around 20, 21, 22, depending on the format, square centimeters. When you think about thin films, this is a 2 square meter thin film panel, right? So thinking about having a process that either addresses 2 square meter or wafers, it's a question of, is this going to be an industry of 20,000 wafers per hour or 2 square meter coating? And to break it down a little bit, right now, I think back in 2021, 5%, it was estimated 5% of the global market was thin film. This means 5% of the global market was a 2 square meter industry. And the remaining 95% was a wafer industry. So 90% of the worldwide market is a 20,000 wafer per hour market. This, of course, as a trend, it has changed. I think now the 2024 ITR PV reduces this 5% to 3%. So it's actually kind of shrinking. There's many reasons for that. In the PV roadmap, there is no secret. I think everybody knows that the next step is to increase the efficiency with Tandem. This has been around for a long time. We're not really too creative in the PV industry. So a Tandem solar cell, this just means 2 solar stacks on top of each other. And this really works like this. If you have a plot on the spectral response, and then you find out that materials like perovskites are complementary technologies. And then, of course, you have a 2-terminal tandem or 4-terminal tandem configurations, and all this has different caveats. Thinking about perovskites, and this is also announced by the ITRPV, it says that production mainstream production will begin 2026 at a 27% efficiency. This is at a module scale. And they predicted that by 2034, it will reach 32, 33. This is an actual 2 meter square module device. And there's also another prediction. It is predicted that by 2034, almost 20% of the global market will be based on perovskite tandems. So you think about how is that going to happen, right? This means that it will be an installed capacity of 261 gigawatts by 2030. And you can see if you think about a patent landscape, you can see this increasing almost exponentially in amount of companies that are registering new patents on the technology, mainly a little bit inclined towards Asia Pacific, but the US is also, you break it down, you can see a little bit the patenting culture in terms of course, the new startups will rely their value on patents. That means the United States, which is full of startups, it has 51,000 patents registered on perovskites. Surprisingly, places like Japan has considerably more patents registered on perovskite than pretty much all Europe combined, including the UK. This is something to think about. Taiwan also is present, of course, China as well. Non-exhaustive. There is many companies, new companies. Some